Thank you for stopping by. We truly appreciate your time and support. Whether you're here for the first time or coming back, it means a lot to have you with us on this journey. There's always something new to discover. Now let's go and get to where we want to get to.
Here is the long-awaited story time of how my husband of 9 years asked for a divorce and ended up with his coworker. It starts out, I'm on vacation to Florida. You guys know that. Everything's great. He shows up late to work 2 days in a row. He has always had a problem being late for work. It's always bothered me because I feel like, like that's your money. That's how you provide for yourself and for your family. Like you shouldn't have an issue waking up for work. But unfortunately, he has always had that problem. I stay up late playing video games, so I think that's why it bothered me so bad. Anyways, he was late those 2 days that I was on vacation, and he's always asked me to help wake him up in the mornings, and I'm always like, no, set an alarm, wake up, it's not that hard. They sent him home, they wouldn't let him work. He got wrote up, layoffs were coming, and he was scared that he was on that layoff list, so that created a lot of stress and a lot of tension for us because, as y'all know, we had just moved 7 hours away to Tennessee for this job. And I was like, if you lose it, what are we gonna do? So obviously, I was a bitch, I was stressed out. I told him, you're not a man, you don't know how to provide for us. I said a lot of really mean, hurtful things. Got home from vacation and things were still really tense, arguing a lot based on the simple fact of things that I had told him. He was like, you bitch about everything that you have to do for me. You bitch about having to wake me up in the morning. You bitch about making my lunch. It's like you don't do anything for me. And in my eyes, I was like, I take care of your kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do enough. Laundry, I cook dinner every night. I do the dishes. I take the kids to doctor's appointments. I take them to the park all the time. Whole stay-at-home mom thing. So it felt like I had a third kid. And in his eyes, he was like, you literally don't ever want to do anything for me that I ask of you. If you know I have a hard time waking up, just wake me up. If I'm out there providing for you and the kids, make my lunch. And so we just couldn't come to a resolution. We couldn't compromise. That was a really big part of it, that it was just a little argument that kept happening and we would eventually be okay. So I went to go bring him lunch to work the next day and we did not speak. At night, he comes home and he says that he thinks it's best if we have time apart. He thinks that me and the kids should go back to Florida. He should stay in Tennessee. We should be apart. Mind you, while I was in Florida, I saw this girl come up on the people you may know or whatever, and our only mutual friend was my husband, and she was from Virginia. And I was like, what the fuck? How? We're from Florida, we're living in Tennessee, how would he know her? She works with him. Kept that in my pocket for later. I didn't really think anything of it. I thought something might be suspicious, but I didn't know. I had been spending a lot of time with a guy that he works with. It was not normally his usual crowd. He was very different, and that kind of raised a few red flags for me because I'm like, you would never hang out with somebody like this. I don't like to judge people a book by their cover, but I was definitely like, what the hell? This is not somebody my husband would usually put himself around. Being that, I got to know people in Tennessee, he got to know people in Tennessee. Girl from Facebook that I had put in my pocket for later, she's the roommate of the guy that he had been hanging out with so much.
As it should be, interesting to find your man possibly attracted to other women, or at least one other woman, as long as she is not you. Being happy with another person is a key element here. As it was in the beginning, you developed signs of love, appreciation, respect, and so forth. After the beginning has elapsed, you're left with nothing but what seems to be the remnants of a relationship, no more, no less, just a remnant. Perhaps you're lucky. Perhaps you've come across a location where you don't have to spend any more valuable time, a place where you can just leave, but of course you said it yourself. You want to see what's next. You want to see where this relationship takes you, even though we can tell you where this goes. So we'll just have to wait.
incredibly simple. Something like a dish in the sink or not refilling the soap. They'll say, she divorced me because I forgot to take out the trash. And the reason these men focus in on this very simple thing is because it's easier than acknowledging the truth. And the truth is, it wasn't one thing, it was a million little things. If you talk to their partner, she'll tell you it wasn't about the trash. It was about the trash and the shampoo and the toilet paper. It was about the fact he doesn't know the kids' teachers' names or where to pick them up from dance. It's about the fact that I'm the only person who ever buys them shoes, and I make sure he has socks in his closet too. It's about the fact that every single morning he wakes up and he brushes his teeth with toothpaste that I bought and replaced. It's about the fact that I am the only person in this house responsible for all of this. I am carrying the mental load for an entire family while working full time. And when I come to him and I tell him that I'm stressed out and burnt out and resentful, he says, what's the big deal? It's just laundry. What's the big deal? It's just soap. But it's not about the soap. It's about the millions of little things she's doing every single day. And this is a problem that is plaguing millions of marriages. Women are burnt out and resentful and leaving their marriages because they are carrying the bulk of the childcare. They're doing the laundry and the cooking and the cleaning. They're working full time. And when they come to their partners, they are dismissed. Men will come to them and say, it's not a big deal. The work you're doing, it's not hard. What are you complaining about? But they don't participate in it. And when they do, it's because she asked. And she had to remind him 4 times. And when she did, he called her a nag. And so no, they're not divorcing men because they forgot to fill up the soap or they left a dish in the sink. It's because the relationship is incredibly inequitable. Women are burnt out and resentful and frustrated, and men are not coming to the table. Here's the problem. Women are doing a bulk of the labor at home, and men have more time for things like hobbies and fitness and rest, and women don't. They are burning out. And when they come to their partners, the person who's supposed to love them, and they say, I need more help, their partners say, with what? With the soap? You're talking about the soap? What's the big deal? But it's not about the soap. It's about the fact that in a lot of heterosexual marriages, women are working full time and doing a disproportionate amount of the invisible labor at home, and their partners don't see it. They don't feel valued. They don't feel acknowledged. They don't feel appreciated. And they feel like when they come to their partner ignores them, or they help for a little while and then they stop. So yes, she might divorce you because of that one time you didn't refill the soap, but that was just the final straw. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. She can't take it anymore. She can't be the only person thinking about the home and feeling ignored by the rest of her family. So many women feel like that their partners don't recognize that when they wake up in the morning and they brush their teeth and they wash their face and they put on their clean clothes, that is all made possible by her invisible labor. They don't recognize that they benefit from this invisible labor she's doing, that they get to wash their hair in the shower and never wonder where their shampoo came from, that they get to put on underwear every single morning that she washed and folded, that their kids are at school with healthy meals that she made every single day. Most men in these types of relationships don't pay attention to the work their partners are doing. And when their partners come to them and they say, I need more help, they dismiss her and they say, what's the big deal? It's just soap. But for her, it is not just the soap. It is the millions of little things she's doing every single day, that mental load, that running to-do list in her brain that you don't see, that you don't acknowledge, and that you don't value. And so no, she's not divorcing you because you didn't refill the soap.
It is behavior that is considered never ending. The type of behavior that the husband comes home to and doesn't associate himself with because categorically it's not his job. 9 to 5 can certainly be seen as the father's responsibility, and 6 or 7 in the morning till 11 at night would fall under the wife's schedule. Although both parents hold down important jobs, it isn't until reality hits you and asks a very important question: who is working more? Because the simplicity of the concept could easily be answered by the person that's asking the question. Having all the time in the world simply means that you have all the answers at your disposal. You keep giving your problems life and time, and they just get recreated over and over. It won't be until you stop giving your life the answer that it needs for it to continue without being misbalanced. But giving is considered never ending.
Okay, here's the deal. My husband comes home from work one day and says, I don't really like you anymore. I'm not happy here. I need to leave. And we have our conversation, and it basically ends with, don't stay if you don't like me. That's not something that's going to change because I'm not changing, right? But if this is something that can be figured out, if it's because of other things that are happening that could maybe be shifted, then let's talk about it. Let's try and work it out. He says, okay, we'll try and work it out, but he's going to Nashville on a work trip the next day. So that really gives it a couple of days to simmer, right? Well, wild twist of fate, his dad also ends up being on a work trip in Nashville, something that he didn't even know about until he was already there. They don't work for the same company. It was just this wild twist of fate. After he talks to his dad, I don't hear from him at all the rest of that trip. We had been talking before that. He had called me a couple of times, and then radio silence, not even a text. Comes home and basically just says, okay, well, I'm leaving. I can't stay here. I don't want to be here. So not much I can do about that, right? It has been less than 2 weeks. He has already rented an apartment and he is moving out tomorrow. Like, I am looking at his boxes over there that are waiting for him to grab tomorrow. So I would love to keep my house. I have 200-pound dogs that were really his, but I'm keeping them because he works 12-hour days. And at this point, yes, I'm desperate. If you want to hear more, I did block his ass, so I will talk more about it.
Whatever it is she's telling you, she's certainly having a fun time with it. Nothing in this life, up to now, will change her from what she already is, which I suppose is notably a good thing. Change is coming, not that she's looking for it in any possible way. It'll come in the smallest bit, but it'll change her life dramatically.
Than I thought. So as you guys know, I have been separated from my spouse, who I was with for almost 19 years. I feel like I've said that so many times. But after a lot of sitting around, I've been on my own, out of my family home for, it's gonna be 6 months in 2 weeks, or a little less than 2 weeks. I feel weird saying this out loud because it makes it so real, but I decided to file for divorce. And I spoke to my spouse today, and we finalized kind of the terms of what this divorce is gonna look like. And it's been the hardest thing for me to do because I filed for divorce not wanting to file for divorce. I think this is the first time in my life. I'm a Cancer. I'm led by my emotions, right? Theoretically. But this is the first time in my life that I didn't decide or make a decision based on my heart, but rather my mind, because my heart is very much still in love with this person, but my mind is telling me you are worth more and you deserve better. And it feels weird talking about this out loud, but that's an update. I've decided that I need to move on from the situation, and the best thing for me is to cut all ties and truly heal. And the only way that I'm gonna heal is by letting this be a chapter of my past. So yeah, that is an update, guys. After 6 months, we never got back together, and I gained self-love, I gained self-confidence and self-worth. And although I love this person, everything inside of me keeps telling me and screaming out loud that you deserve to feel peace, and you deserve to feel loved, and you deserve to feel wanted, and you deserve to feel attractive, and you deserve to feel special. So yes.
Separations are never as easy as you expect. Saying goodbye to someone that you've been with for many years carries its own complications. It's almost like a death just happened and you have to figure out what to do immediately, because that immediacy will last months and sometimes years. There is almost no one who can help you with that problem, not a friend or relative. The problem almost seems implausible, something that you can't get rid of. It's so dynamic that it only feels like it's happening to you. So, what do you do when your partner has left you? I can tell you many things that you can do to help you in this situation, but none of those things you'll do get over the connection they have severed. It is unfortunate that it has happened to you and that you have to work on it on your own. The one thing that I can't tell you is the way you met this person is the exact same way you're going to meet another. And before you know it, you'll simply count them in your recollection of partners. Your life will simply create another person, someone that you will love just as much, if not more. And this one will be a memory that you'll always remember. Thank you for your valuable time today. It is our choice that we spend this time together. While you may or may not see some of these videos for what they are, always remember these are only 2 choices that are given to us to make our best decision. We don't know whether they're winners or losers. No one does. It is simply an abstract thought trying to make you think. Thanks again.